Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 2 of Good Areas Knockout. I'm Behram who you can find at Def Mango. To my right is Estelle Vasudevan, who you can find at Estelle Vasudevan, or Estelle_Vasudev, the number 1, sorry. And then we've got Jarrod Kimber, as always, who you can find literally everywhere. And the host of this show, the Game Master, Varun Alvaconda, who you can find literally nowhere. Varun, I've heard that we're doing the GOAT ODI bowlers today, so explain to us what exactly did you do over here?
Yeah, so the trickiest part of finding the good 64 best ODI bowlers is how to compare pace and spin. And I still don't think I know the correct answer. So what I did was I found the best spinners first. So I ended up with a list of about 20. And then I just filled the rest with pace. So the way I found it was the way I did the adjusted stats was I compared the paces and spinners to their era, and then I normalized them to the current era. Again, I said it in the batting videos as well. It's like I'm making an assumption of linearity, where I'm assuming if a spinner was 20% better or a pacer was 20% better in their era, they'll be 20% better now. That may or may not be true. There might be certain skills that might make them even better or even much worse now. We don't really know unless we see them happen.
And how many times did you randomize the draw?
So this time, I actually ranked the pacers and spinners. So the seeding should be much fairer. At least I think.
Okay.
I only did the draw once.
Seeded them.
I only did the draw once.
This is going to be interesting then.
This is actually feels a little bit
so how are you guys feeling?
disappointing that it's not going to be as crap as last time.
It might be. I don't know. There's a few tricky ones in there.
Do you want AMAs to connect on live calls with me or engage with our dynamic Discord community? Maybe you want ad-free content, early podcast episodes, or to stay informed through my emailer. Well, if you support us on Patreon, you get all of that plus a little bit of behind the scenes, how the sausage is made stuff. Our deepest thanks go to everyone who has supported us on Patreon so far, but the more people who do means the more content we can make.
Okay, well, let's kick things off then. Round of 64.
All right, the first battle, we have Joel Garner versus Jasprit Bumrah.
What?
That's it.
That's your
a joke.
first
I'm just
battle?
joking.
Yeah, I knew he was
not
going to
that
fuck
cruel.
with us.
Yeah. It's Joel Garner versus Zahir Khan.
We write the person that we get rid of. Is that right?
No,
Yes.
actually, so this time I think we write down the guys you want to go through. I think the comments did state that. No?
Well, it's knockout, right? So you're knocking someone
Yeah,
out.
but no, that makes more sense if you're picking the person you want to go through. That's what.
Yeah, because I think the comments said that it's easier to follow that way.
Okay, well, let's
So write down who you want to go through.
Okay, let's do this.
Oh no,
Yep.
is it visible?
Oh, yeah,
Now
everyone
it's just-
save Garner. I know that my scribbling is not really, legible over here, but I wrote Garner over Zahir. So just to confirm that
Also,
I
one
saved
thing I will
Garner.
do differently is I won't tell you the numbers for the guys who go through. I'll only tell you the numbers for the guys who were eliminated. I won't tell
Okay.
you won't know the numbers until you actually need to know. So for
I don't think
Zahir,
either of us
yeah.
wants to know Zahir Khan's numbers because we know that he wasn't as good as Garner.
Yeah.
So
So it's adjusted as like adjusted strike rate of 32 and adjusted economy of 5.5.
all right, so
Pretty
Zahir
good.
Khan is out, Garner is
Zahir
through.
Khan is
Let's
out.
go to the next round.
The next one is Sean Pollock versus Graham Swan.
Oh, okay. All right. I think I've messed this up over here. Oh, but it didn't matter.
So,
You
Sean
went
Pollock
with
goes
Swanee,
through.
so
Wow. Yeah, I went with Swanee, but you guys have saved Pollock. That's fine.
Yeah, pretty
okay.
impressive numbers there. Adjusted strike rate of 34 and an adjusted econ of 4.8 for Swan.
But
Okay.
did we make the right choice?
You have to find out.
All right, he's not going to tell us Pollock's suggested numbers. But what if... Okay, so he'll eventually be knocked out. All right. I feel like, yeah, it's a tough call to kind of save an off-spinner ahead of like one of South Africa's finest. But I don't know. I remember Swan being really good. Maybe that was more so Test cricket.
No, he was quite good in ODIs and T20s as well.
Yeah, he's not better than Pollock.
Yeah.
I mean, Pollock took almost 400 wickets. Like, even if his numbers were slightly better, it doesn't matter because Pollock took 400 wickets. Or
Yeah, alright, so
348 or whatever it was.
So the next one is Dennis Lilly versus Ian Bishop.
That's really hard. So what's
That's a
the
tough
what's the minimum amount of wickets? Because Lily wouldn't have taken many wickets, would he?
Okay, yeah, so for that one, for the Pacers, I had 146 for most of them. And then So I had a list of about 54 bowlers sorted. So the last 10, I just saw which paces between 100 and 146 wickets were good, and
All
I
right.
added them in.
Are we ready?
Jeez. No, I'm not ready. I wasn't ready for someone
Well-
that I wasn't ready for either of those guys. Jeez. Okay. I have no idea. I'm just gonna guess someone.
Yeah, well, I think all of us have kind of just gone on a whim. Oh,
Okay, Dennis
so
Lilly goes through.
Jarrod wanted to save Ian Bishop, but he's been knocked out, and Dennis Lilly has made it to the next round.
Well, I
Varun.
would assume that Dennis Lilly's peak was actually probably during the late 70s, where he wasn't playing ODIs.
Hmm.
So Bishop's adjusted numbers are a strike rate of about 30 and a bowling econ of 5.5. Similar to
okay,
zero.
okay, not as special as I thought they were going to be, but yeah, I don't know with Lilly. Lilly wasn't always around, and then he played later on when he wasn't that good, and you know, who knows. He didn't play a lot through the 70s. There weren't many ODIs to play in.
So the next
that's
one
also
is
true.
Wasim Akram versus Harbhajan Singh.
Tough one.
You've done Budgie dirty over there, dude.
You can tell which players he likes by who he puts them up against.
Okay, this is
Wasim
straightforward.
Akram goes through. Yep.
Yeah, Waz goes through.
Yeah, Budgie has an adjusted strike rate of 42 and an adjusted econ of 4.5. So a defensive spinner.
I mean, most finger spinners are going to be defensive spinners, aren't they? Which is what was interesting about Swan's record.
Yeah. So we have Richard Hadley versus Adil Rashid.
Ooh. Adil Rashid does have a pretty decent ODI record.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
No, I'm not gonna mess this up.
He has a
Hadley
cool
definitely
ODI.
goes through.
Calmer than I expected there. Yeah, so Rashid again, I think his strike rate's his strike rate's 35 and his econ is 5.6.
So he's not as good as Swan as far as adjusted numbers are concerned.
No, but I think that I didn't do match factor for this, but there was a point where he was averaging 30, whereas every other spinner was averaging like 60 in the same games. So I do think there's probably an element of that. So the next
he
one, we have-
probably had a few flat wickets, didn't he, in there?
Yeah, few, I think.
I mean,
So-
they were scoring over 350 every game, and he was bowling fine.
Yeah.
We have two left-handed Aussie bowlers going up against each other, Nathan Bracken and Mitchell Johnson.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's hard. I
This
mean,
is a tough
Estelle,
one, right? Because
Is Estelle going to be okay here?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people would save Bracken. And Estelle has saved Bracken. So it all comes down to Jarrod Kimber then, because I've saved Mitch Johnson. Oh,
I
damn,
was not
Daniel.
expecting it. Jared,
No,
don't you
actually, you
think
know what?
Bracken is the worst bowler ever?
No, he was a great one-day bowler. No one could hit him.
I actually was about to go for Bracken because he's won 2 World Cups and he was quite decent for Australia in that period. But I don't know, Mitch Johnson was just more rock and roll.
I think
So-
Mitch Johnson's worst format was ODI, though. I think T20 he was probably more suited in Test cricket. He was very good.
So Johnson's
happy with this
adjusted
one.
strike rate is 29. His adjusted econ is 5.1.
Not
Not too
terrible.
bad on a kiln considering he's a strike bowler. But yeah, no, I'm happy with Bracken.
So
Yeah,
the
I'm
next one
also
is-
not,
Yeah,
upset
I
about
don't-
losing Mitch Johnson.
I think they're close enough. It doesn't matter.
I don't think either of them are going to win.
Yeah.
You never know. So we have Saeed Ajmal versus Malcolm Marshall.
What?
Oh, fuck off.
Dude, this is that. What did he do? Rohit versus Viv, right?
Yeah.
It's similar to
ODIs,
Rohit
I
versus
don't know.
Viv.
It is seeded,
I don't-
remember?
I don't know Malcolm Marshall's record on the top of my head.
Okay, the only thing I know about Marshall is he didn't get a lot of
Sorry,
wickets
what did
for someone who he should have.
Jarrod and Behram were?
Oh, Malcolm Marshall
George-
is out.
Oh, damn. All right.
Yeah.
I think my memory of Malcolm Marshall is he was a great defensive bowler who didn't take as many wickets in one-day cricket as he did in Test cricket. Whereas every time, anytime Varun's ever sent us advanced metrics, Ajmal's near the top.
Okay. So Malcolm
Also, like,
Marshall has an adjusted strike rate of 36 and an
Ajmal
adjusted
also-
econ of 4.7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a
Yeah.
particularly good record. Maybe he just didn't like the white ball.
Also, Ajmal was carrying Pakistan's attack, right? Like that guy was Pakistan's strike bowler for so long. So, yeah, I'm happy with that choice. Okay.
The next one is Brad Hogg versus Jason Gillespie.
Ooh. Okay. Let's see. I feel like we're gonna get a split on this one because
How many wickets
Jarrod
did
loves-
Gillespie play?
Jared loves Brad
That's a
Hogg,
tough
doesn't
one.
he?
Dizzy has 142 wickets.
Oh,
What's Hogg
I would have
got?
expected. I would have expected
Over
him to have
200?
more wickets. Oh, we've got a split here. Estelle has saved Hogg. I've saved Dizzy. Let's see where Jared goes with this. And Dizzy survives.
Dizzy goes through. All right.
Yep.
I think
So
Hogg
Brad
was
Hogg's-
good, but I'd be shocked if Hogg's record was better than Swan's.
Hogg has an
think so.
adjusted strike rate of 32 and an adjusted econ of 4.8.
It's almost
so that's-
like
That's
Yeah.
pretty similar to Swan's, then, isn't it?
yeah,
I think I had
parity
better
with
than
Swan, I'd say.
From what I remember.
Swan had an adjusted strike rate of 34, I believe, and an econ of 4 point something.
Yeah.
I'm also
34 and
completely
4.8.
guessing on Gillespie's numbers because I can't even remember how many times. Like I'm not sure he ever won a World Cup, did he? Because he was always injured.
2003?
I think he was injured.
No.
He,
After
he,
the
he missed the whole tournament.
No, I think he plays one game, doesn't he, Jared?
Oh, did he? Did he play in the first game? He certainly
he
missed the
plays
majority
one or
of
two
the
games.
tournament.
Yeah, he misses
might
it.
have.
Yeah. Then I think
That's why
takes
Bickle was
over.
in the side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right. And Bickle scored runs as well.
So the next one, we finally have two fast bowlers going up against each other: Alan Donald and Pat Cummins.
Ooh.
That's not
Estelle,
fun.
I'm looking at you.
Wait, what?
First, remember in the first episode, Estelle was going one name per page,
Yes,
and now she's
now
gone for
I'm-
like 5 billion names per page. Yeah, everyone
it's
saved
whitewash.
Donald over here. So Pat Cummins is gone. It's
So
like two
Cummins
extremes
is-
with Estelle.
Yeah.
First, she was against
I actu-
trees.
I actually tried to get a whiteboard to do it, but I don't have any markers that work.
so
Hmm.
Cummins'
That's a-
adjusted numbers are not as normal numbers, I guess. Econ of 5.3 and a strike rate of 33.
Yeah, so it's not terrible. It's just that Alan Donald's
Yeah.
in the top 3 best strike bowlers in the history of ODI cricket.
Yeah, I mean, it was always gonna be tough beating Alan Donald, but noble idea of the whiteboard. Like, I might actually invest in one because I do have a marker, right?
I've
No,
got
I
one
mean, I
more.
have
Sharpie.
my nephew's one. I just don't have a marker that works. It's all dried up.
Ah. Oh,
So come here, I've got about 40 markers.
And yet you're using. Oh yeah, you are using a marker. Estelle's using the pen.
Pen.
Well, I'm
makes it
using a
all-
marker, but I'm not using the whiteboard. I suppose I could use my iPad. Anyway,
Why don't you just use an iPad?
Yeah.
It's easier.
The point was that Estelle is now saving all the trees by writing all the names she possibly can on a single page.
Yeah. We got Flintoff versus Zampa.
oh god.
All right. then.
Um,
Now it's getting exciting.
Yeah, I think one of the
I've made my
funniest comments
choice.
I saw on the last one was like they were like, "Oh, Behram and Estelle are easily influenced by Jarrod." And then in the first 10 minutes, you guys eliminated like Hussey, Butler, and Joe Root. So I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I even saved Virat in the end, but here we go. Ooh. And Flintoff goes. Zorby survives.
Who's Zorby? Zampa.
Zorby,
Zampa.
Zampa.
I think you guys have forgotten how good Flintoff was.
But I
I'm
think we
surprised
also,
Behram didn't go for Flintoff.
I love
Yeah.
Flintoff, but I think Adam Zampa is criminally underrated in ODIs, right?
Yeah.
So
I think
Flintoff
Flintoff
has
is
an
criminal.
adjusted strike rate of 30 and an adjusted econ about 4.98.
Oh yeah, so those are pretty fantastic numbers. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe we fucked
Yeah,
up.
you
on
guys,
that.
are you
bowler.
confident Zampa would be better? That's what you need
Yeah.
to pick now.
Yeah.
So the
They're-
next
they're
one,
both
we
wrong.
have like two of the big three going up against each other. Bumrah versus Rabada.
Oh my god,
Ah.
this is wrong. And you said that there was going to be no chaos in the first round, right?
I did.
And
This
here
was
we are.
seeded.
We've unanimously voted Rabada out.
That's what you want, right? You don't want an extreme battle in the first
Is
round.
Rabada a
suppose.
great? I mean,
ODI bowler.
I mean,
his
he's a
good.
good-
econ is
he's-
5.1, his strike rate is 32.
yeah,
That's not
he's-
bad, but yeah, it's
he's
not
an
as good
okay
as
strike
Freddie Flintoff.
bowler. Yeah, Well, no, because Flintoff's great. You were both idiots on that one.
Okay, so the next one we have two Kiwis up against each other: Bolt versus Vittori.
I think everyone's going with one name here. Yeah, well, it is unanimous. Dan
There's a white
Vittori
horse to Bolt.
has been knocked out.
Yeah, I think when Cheyenne and I did this, we had Vittori as one of the best defensive bowlers of all time
Yeah.
for spinners. So his adjusted strike rate is 42. Adjusted econ is 4.3.
Yeah. A brilliant defensive bowler, but he's going up against Bolt and the new ball.
Yeah.
And all the World Cup stuff.
Yeah, this is a bit of a chaos matchup here. You got Glenn
Okay.
McGrath versus Shahid Afridi.
I mean, I love Shahid Afridi in white ball cricket, but he's got to go over here.
So Afridi's adjusted strike rate is 41. Adjusted econ is 4.9. Yeah, well, one thing that surprised me is how surprisingly mediocre he was as his overall record is, I think.
So that's because he got really, really good later in his career.
Yeah.
And for the
Makes
longest
sense.
time, he was just average. But if you look at Afridi from like 2009 to 13, 14, he was like ridiculously good.
He was also a
That's
defensive
what
leg
I
spinner,
thought.
right? Which because they had attacking bowlers around him all the time. So
Yeah, we might have
You know, he
another
could've-
defensive leg spinner in there soon. So
Okay.
yeah.
Surprise us.
We have next one is Micaiah Intini versus Craig McDermott.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ,
Wow.
this is the sort of thing that like you really have to remember your full memory here, don't you? To actually go back and be like,
Well-
I don't even remember Ntini as a.
I did this
I-
list and I don't remember the numbers.
I actually do remember Antini as a good white ball bowler, but I've heard stuff about McDermott. I've never watched McDermott play, but he is one of those names that, you know, your uncles and aunts tell you about. But regardless, I'm still saving Antini
mean-
over here.
Behram, I
Oh.
watched McDermott play,
Okay.
and I'm not your auntie.
Oh yeah, I mean, wasn't he done? Wasn't he done with international cricket in the early 90s?
Late 90s, right?
Intini's
Late
adjusted
90s?
strike rate is
Mid.
Mid, yeah.
Mid 90s, but
I think
I'm born in
90s, I think,
94 still. So
I
of
think it
course I
bowls
didn't
to
watch him
Sachin
play.
in one of those Australian series. I remember that. That's why.
I mean,
That's one of the only reasons I know who he is.
it
Look,
checks
he's-
out
he-
because
Yeah, he's the lead bowler in the '87 World Cup, and
Hmm.
he's one of the first guys to really nail the off cutter. My guess is that his figures are almost identical to Ntini's. That's why they're seeded together.
I think Intini's adjusted strike rate is 29. He adjusted econ of 5.1.
it's pretty
Yeah.
good. So he was pretty decent. My memory of Antini checked out, but I'm not like worried about this because again, you hear McDermott's name a lot, and I've seen clips and footages and all of that stuff. And Estelle, you're not my auntie, so don't worry about that.
I don't know why you're laughing
many
at Behram.
openings
She
there.
still looks younger than you.
too many
Everyone
openings
looks
there,
younger
right?
than me, Jarrod. Until I shave, and then
No,
shit hits
except
the
for me.
fan.
I think I look older than Behram.
Yeah, that might be true.
Yeah. What was this? Oh yeah, the
Okay.
next one is Murli versus Vas.
Ooh.
That's unfair.
Now see, you've
That's
broken
how you
Estelle's
wanted it.
heart.
Yeah,
You've broken Estelle and her auntie's heart.
I think that's unfair, isn't it? To us.
It is super unfair because no way does Vas survive this, right?
Alright, so Vas's adjusted numbers are strike rate of 34 and an econ of 4.8.
So still a
pretty good,
defensive
actually.
bowler.
Yeah. I mean, those are like identical to Graham Swan's numbers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it.
But like
Graham
coming
Swan
up
of his
against
time, That's what
Murli,
everyone called him.
yeah, not a lot of people are winning versus Murli, right? So
No.
tough luck.
So the next one, we have it's a weird, like a battle of errors in a way, right? We have one from the dawn of ODI cricket and another modern bowler here. We've got Abdul Qadir versus Mustafizur Rahman.
Ooh. Ouch.
Abdul Qadir. Jesus, I wasn't expecting that.
I was not expecting that at all.
I can't. Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to look. I can't even remember his numbers.
I was
But
cheating,
you
Jared.
can't
You
look
can't
at
look it up.
numbers, Jared. You're cheating then.
No, with Abdul Qadir, I think we have to. My God, the man,
I
the
can
man
give you
started
his
playing.
raw
in
numbers
Korea-
if you want.
Yeah, I'm only looking at raw numbers.
Yeah, his raw strike rate was 4.1. Sorry, econ was 4.1. And the raw
Who's he
strike
going
rate
up
was
against
39.
again?
Mustafa
Peace.
Rahman.
Oh, I guess. Okay, fine.
Okay. Yeah, so Abdul Qadir is out, and Estelle is yet to show her
Yeah, I
selection.
changed my mind.
Oh, okay. She changed her mind, and everyone
So Fizz
saved
goes
the
through?
Fizz. Yeah, Fizz goes through. And I mean, look.
So I can tell you this. So we were looking at numbers. Abdul Qadir has one of the great numbers for a spinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What
so
were
his
his
adjusted strike
adjusted?
rate is 32, and he adjusted econ of 4.6.
Damn.
Oh,
I mean, look, we all knew that like he's one of those names that the streets will never forget. And in his era, he was, the only leg spinner doing his thing. But I
According
also
to
feel
Imran
like,
Khan, he would have 1,000 wickets if he had DRS.
yeah, according to Imran Khan, a lot of things would happen. But the Fizz is probably, Bangladesh's best ever or most skillful bowler, right? So I suppose I mean, even if his numbers don't quite stack up, he still deserves to go through.
Yeah,
Abdul
but-
Qadir was a really good
Up to you
ODI
guys.
bowler, but I'm not sure there's a lot between those two.
So the next one is Shane Bond versus Kapil Dev.
Okay. This
Are you
is-
just trying to
this-
get Kapil Dev out early?
This is going to be chaotic because both Estelle and I have picked Bond. And he's out already, regardless of whatever Jarrod goes for. He's still thinking, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to work
Even-
out.
Even if it's redundant, he's still thinking.
Yeah, I still have to get it right. I mean, Kapil Dev is probably like Chaminda Vas in that so I would say Kapil Dev was a great defensive bowler. I'm not sure he was a great attacking bowler.
Okay, so that's 3 votes for Shane Bond, and Kapil Dev has been eliminated in the first round.
Yeah,
All right,
So Kapil has
now
an
it's getting
adjusted
spicy.
strike rate of 35, and adjusted econ of 4.9.
Yeah,
It's
so
not amazing then, is it?
It's a defensive seam.
Hmm.
Up to you.
Whereas
How you rate them is up to you guys.
I don't even care what Shane Bond's numbers say because he was theatre. Anyone who's watched him bowl, especially in that 2003 World Cup time, right? Like, I mean, he was electric. Who wouldn't want to view that?
So yeah, the next
We've
one is a
pissed,
battle
we've pissed
two,
off a lot
like-
of Kapil Dev fans in the comments, haven't we?
Yeah, I think one of my
There's a
favorite
lot
comments
of-
was like Kapil Dev was the same level of bowling talent as Bumrah. So that's fun.
well, they're both mammals.
And they're both from India, so I guess there's some commonalities there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the next one is Shaheen versus Mone Morku.
Jesus.
Damn.
I just realized, like, I just don't think I actually think that much about.
bowlers.
No,
And
ODI bowlers. Like,
Yeah.
like if this was tests, I would not have any issues. Obviously, ODI batters I have some views on. I just feel like I have absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
on
I think
these
my
guys.
favorite comment from the last one is the pain in Jarrod's face to not talk about a
Yeah.
cricketer from the 1740s.
Well, that was
Yeah.
also a problem.
There's no
Um,
mention of Jack Blackham? What the fuck? Why am I here?
Don't worry, we'll do lots of batting at some point, Jarrod. Don't worry.
Oh, so you guys have gone with Mone Morkel. Shaheen goes. Interestingly enough, Shaheen has been taking his wickets at a very fast rate in ODIs,
Yeah,
but of
so
course the
Shaheen's
regression is
strike
there
rate
for
is-
everyone to see.
26 and his econ is 5.7. He's one of those
So-
he's one of the elite strike bowlers, so that is true there.
I mean, I feel like Shaheen's regression has kind of gone against him over here, right? That we've all seen. But yeah, I was recently when I was covering the Pakistan versus South Africa tour, that's when I came to know that he's taking his wickets at an astronomical rate. Like it's insane. But still, Morne had a very distinguished career as well.
I think Morne
Definitely.
is a pretty good strike bowler himself and was probably more economical.
Yeah, he definitely was more economical.
All right, so the next one is Imran Tahir versus Josh Hazel.
Oh my God. Dude, you don't do that in the first round. One of the really good ones will have to go. I know what Estelle is going for. Yep. So
Tahir goes
Estelle
through.
tried. She tried to save the half, but he's gone. Imran Tahir
I-
is through.
All I would say is they spent years not picking him. So how can you
Yeah.
pick Hazelwood over
So
to here?
his strike rate
It's
is
not his fault.
34. Yeah, his strike rate is 34 and econ of 4.8.
Yeah, another great
Pretty good.
defensive. I think we're against the defensive seam as it seems here.
Yeah. And also Imran
and
Tahir, I mean, his raw numbers are amazing in ODIs. That's, at least I know that.
For him, I think his raw would be close to his adjusted, so he'd be fine
Hmm.
there. Yeah. So the next one is Shane Warne versus Kyle Mills.
Damn. I mean, I know there's a cult following of Kyle Mills, but how does he survive this one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I might be part of the cult, and even I didn't save him. I still went with Vaughan.
Yeah, I mean,
so
Warney, in his raw numbers, he's averaging what, 25, 27 in ODI cricket, something like that, right?
We're talking
From what I
about
can
Mills
remember.
now, so stop talking.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So Mills has an adjusted strike rate of 32 and an adjusted econ of 5.1.
That's
Okay.
better than
I would have
expected,
expected
right?
I would have expected the econ to be a bit lower, actually.
We're a clever
Okay.
bowler.
He was very clever. Yeah,
Is that the end of round one?
Did he create the three-quarter seam, Jarrod?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the
Okay,
next
so is
one
that
we
the
have-
end of round one or not?
No, we got a few more. So we
Okay.
got
Oh my
Michael
God.
Holding versus Javagal Srinath.
Ooh. I feel like this is a deja vu moment for me. Where has this happened before? Where have these two guys been compared prior?
You must
Has
have been
there
doing
been
like a
some
test
content?
draft at some point.
There's been some content on this, man. Like, or maybe I've just lived this moment in a dream or something.
I have absolutely no idea of what Holding's numbers are, but I'll just assume
Yeah.
it's Holding.
Everyone has gone with Mikey.
Yeah.
And
The only reason I've
Javagal is
gone with
out.
Holding really is because Marshall wasn't very good in ODI, so I'm assuming Holding was. It's
So,
literally based on
Srinath
that.
has the adjusted strike rate of 32 and an adjusted econ of 5.4.
Oh,
Okay.
so-
So a low-end strike bowler.
basically.
So the next one is Matt Henry versus Shakib Al Hassan.
Okay. This should be interesting because I expect a split. I don't expect this to be unanimous. So here we go. Oh. Yeah, so it is a split already.
It is a split so far, yeah.
And
Shakib goes
oh,
third.
so Shakib has eliminated Matt Henry. Now that's an interesting one, guys.
That is definitely an interesting one. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Henry has played two ODI World Cup finals, and his ODI record at least is outstanding. That's
So
probably his
his
best
adjust-
format.
Yeah. So his strike rate is 29 and his econ is 5.2.
You guys have made a mistake over here. Shakib should have gone.
But how many wickets does he have, Matt Henry?
And 165.
It's a
And how
decent
many does
amount.
Shakib have?
317.
Okay, but Shakib has played a lot more, and he's played in an era where ODIs were played a lot more.
I think that's why he does rate him higher.
I
But what I'm
suppose.
saying is, I think if Matt Henry plays a full career, he would be a bit above Shakib, but he hasn't played a full career yet, right? Whereas Shakib has played a full career, and so that's my thinking. That even if his numbers were slightly better, but yeah, but it also comes back to the whole spinners versus pacers thing, right?
Yeah, kind of does.
All right. So Mitchell Stark versus Ajit Agarkar.
Okay, all right then.
That just feels like, again, you just wanted to. You're just upset at the Indian
I can't
chief
believe
selector.
we already eliminated Vas and the guys like Agarkar sit in this.
I mean, look,
No,
Agarkar
No,
and
it's the
Vas
same.
were-
We're in the same
Yeah.
round.
It is the same round.
Yeah.
And
He hasn't
Agarkar
made
actually
it out of the
has-
round yet.
Agarkar has like 288 ODI wickets or something, so it's not a terrible career by any
exactly.
means.
No.
But
So
Mitch
he's
Stark
got a
is one of the.
adjusted strike rate of 29, adjusted
Ooh.
econ of 5.82.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
so strike bowler.
Wow. Strike
Definitely
bowler
Definitely
should
strike,
absolutely
strike
handle
bowler. It's like the textbook definition of a strike bowler.
Like Stark would probably like I would assume make the later rounds or maybe even the semifinals or stuff. And Agarkar, like if Agarkar was up against like a Vas or maybe a Kapil Dev or one of those guys, Srinath, this would be interesting. I would probably save Agarkar if he was up against Srinath, right? And also, if just in case no one has noticed, Jarrod went with his psychopath tendencies of writing the first name again. For Mitchell Stark, he wrote Mitch, who might be the only person in the world to do that.
Yeah, there's about like 5 different Aussies named Mitch as well. Who played for Australia. So
Yeah.
I could have written Mr. Healy.
There's a Satner
Yeah.
as well who's a Mitch, right?
Wait, what's the
and
highest
McLennigan.
like Mitches per square foot and an ODI gamer you reckon?
We
And
should
you'd
do a
have to
quick
go
picks.
through. I
The
think
best
Dan
Mitches.
Well, Dan Leakey did the team, didn't he? Where you could pick Mitch Marsh, Mitch Johnson, Mitch Stark, and then you could have Sean Marsh as well. Like the whole idea was how many Mitches and how many Marshes can you fit into one
Yeah.
side?
Yeah.
I saw that. Also, Daryl Mitchell could also count, right? As a Mitch.
Hey.
This is a Quick
We-
Picks idea. When we're absolutely exhausted of all ideas and we don't know where to go with Quick Picks, we do this.
Yeah, a 12 starting with the letter M. Along those lines. All right,
Well,
so the
Mitch-
next one.
How about a Mitches versus Muhammad 11?
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh,
that's a
so I
tough
like
one.
it. I like
Because
it.
I'm assuming
Is there a
Muhammad
John
is the
Levin,
most
Jared?
used name.
It
there a
is.
John
it is
Levin?
the-
I think there's a John as well. You can almost do modern day England for Ollie and Oliver's as well, by the way.
Yeah. That's true. No,
I think one of the
Muhammad
ones I
11
saw
would
was
be
like
really
I
interesting.
think one of the things I saw was like the name that sounds like their role. So like like Bolt is a fast bowler, things like that.
Oh, yeah. So onomatopoeias. That's what you call that, right?
No, that's not onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is like that's
Wow.
different.
Damn.
Sound.
It's like bam.
Zap.
Yeah.
That's like
Ah.
yeah. That's it.
Okay.
All right, let's move on.
You're talking about the other one of which name I've forgotten. Everyone listening is going to remember it. But yes, you're talking about that one.
like
Anyway,
Joe Root, I
I
guess. Yeah.
Joe Root. What? Likes the Root.
He's rooted himself into the England batting lineup.
Okay. All right. Now you're pushing it.
Yeah. Okay.
I've
Chris
never-
Pringle versus Anil Kumble.
I
Oh.
devoed myself.
You're not doing
okay.
that thing with Derek Pringle? Is this an actual contest?
This is an actual contest. Chris Pringle versus Anil Kumble.
Oh, Chris Pringle. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder why you were talking about Derek Pringle. I was like,
I don't even think I know who Chris Pringle is. So
what are you
I'm
talking
gonna
about?
say-
He's the guy with the bottle tops in Pakistan.
Oh, that guy. Right. Anyway,
He's-
Kumble is
his
the one
son
I'm
plays-
saving.
His
Chris
son plays
Pringle?
for the Netherlands.
So Chris Pringle has an
Okay,
adjusted
okay,
strike rate of 25, an adjusted
Oh.
econ of
Whoa.
5.8.
Holy shit. Poor Chris Pringle.
He's one of the I think the most elite strike bowlers we have.
He definitely is the best Pringle, and I'm including the chips over here. Right?
What? How many games did he play?
64.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Wickets?
103 wickets.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I remember him being really good. I just don't remember him playing very much. That's all.
Yeah. So the next one is Saklen Mushtaq versus Lasat Malinga.
Oh. Now, this is going to be a bit rough because I love both of these guys. And Saki goes through. Well,
Yeah,
Estelle
Saklen
did
Mushtaq
try
goes
her
through.
best to save
No,
save
I mean,
Malinga over there.
yeah. When you said Saklen, I was gonna write Saklen, and then you said Malinga. So
Yeah, so Malinga's adjusted strike rate is 30, adjusted econ is 5.7.
Yeah, but then Saklen
So
is
he's
one
no
of the best
Pringle.
white ball. Yeah, he ain't no
Yeah.
Pringle, but
Few
Saki's
are,
also
Jared,
like.
few are.
So if you look at raw numbers, Saklen's average and strike rate, I think, is even better than Murli, but it's the longevity thing that isn't there, right? Which Murli has.
So the next one is Yuzi Chahal versus Damien Fleming.
Yuzi Chahal made it to the
Yeah, the
best
spinners, man.
64. Damn.
Yeah, of course he's there. He's a spinner.
God, I don't know where to go with that.
Yeah.
I think these are the most fun parts about this because you guys are like not remembering anyone instead of like the elite
Well,
ones.
I'm just not sure how much Fleming. Again, it's just it. I mean, you say you guys not remembering anyone. You pick someone who had 64 matches a minute ago, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the 90s.
That's like what, like 2 months in the 90s?
I can't remember. I can't remember how much Damien Fleming bowled.
He played
Um,
88 games and took 134 wickets.
He did have some moments, though, right? Like, I remember
Well, he almost
Fleming
lost
for
a
his-
game. in
I know,
99
I
World
know
Cup.
you said he's like a really talented bowler. That's all I remember of Fleming.
Oh, that's unanimous then.
Yeah,
We've
Fleming goes
all,
through.
all gotten rid of
Goes
Yuzi
Chahal.
Chahal.
Yeah, Chahal's strike rate is 31. His econ is 5.3.
Ah, I should have picked him. Okay.
Pretty good numbers, actually.
I
The
wasn't
next one
sure.
is-
And even now, I'd be interested to see how Fleming's numbers hold up.
we have Mohammad Shami versus Mushtaq Ahmed.
Ooh.
Oh, well, that's something.
Ooh. Damn. You've gone with one of Jared's favorite cricketers and someone who we've done so much work on of how he's underrated. So, Man, this is going to be a tough one, but I've made my choice. So, yeah. Shami is
Shami
unanimous
goes through.
then. He survives.
Yeah, so Mushtaq has a adjusted strike rate of 41, adjusted econ of 4.6.
Yeah,
So is he
defensive.
a leggy, right? He was a defensive leggy, right, Jarrod?
Yeah.
He wasn't defensive when he started, but again, his career kind of overlaps with Sucklane a little bit as well. And he sort of became more defensive as the years went on. But when he started, he was like a really exciting attacking leggy and then got a bit boring.
Nice.
In the 92 World Cup, he was an attacking leggy. He was there to pick up wickets. Yeah.
He was for a couple of years and then he flipped.
Yeah. So Waqar Younis versus Darren Goff.
Okay.
So it's important that Goffey knows this, that I didn't put him up against Eunice.
Yeah, I mean, Darren Goff was really, really good for England at one point in time, but Waqar Younis has the most number of fifers in ODI cricket history at 12.
So
Well-
Goffey's adjusted strike rate is 31, adjusted econ is 5.1.
Those are pretty good numbers. How did
Yeah.
you end up seeding him next to Waqar Younis then?
No, I told you, man. I ranked them and then I put them in the seeding.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
so that's why
we
you have like
trust
the
you.
best ends up with the people who are, I guess, the worst, I guess, in that.
I understand your rationale behind doing this, but for some reason I enjoyed it when it was more chaotic, right?
I think that one's pretty chaotic.
It is. Well, I mean,
They're also oddly similar bowlers.
but anyone who went up with Waqar, like most people who went up against Waqar would have lost this one. So,
Yeah, we have Ajanta Mendes versus Imran Khan.
oh, damn. So, again, Imran probably didn't play as much one days. But yeah, I've actually gone Mendes. And okay, I was actually expecting
Mendes-
Estelle too.
Okay, so this is where
So-
I think you need to look at the entire career. Now, before you speak, Mendes got dropped before he even reached like 30. How is he a better bowler than Imran Khan?
Because
I'll
for
tell
that
you
brief
Mendes'
period,
numbers. So his adjusted striker is 25, adjusted econ of 5.
best
Yeah,
but
no,
people would
his numbers
pick
were
his
great.
carom ball up. So
Yeah.
the adjusted
Yeah.
numbers probably don't mean anything.
Because for the rest of
I
his
don't
career,
know,
he would
that's-
have averaged like 83 at a strike rate of at an economy of 7. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I got what you mean.
But like
He-
for two or 3 years in between, or maybe 1.5 year, however long it was, no one could read or pick up Mendes, right?
Except for
So
like
he was
Sehwag,
taking-
who was like, he's an off spinner, you idiots, just smash him.
He was
Imran
taking
Khan-
wickets. Yeah.
Imran Khan started his career before there was a men's or a women's World Cup and finished by winning the 5th one.
In the one
And
thing,
you're
in the white ball
comparing
as
him
well.
to a guy who had a good 18 months. A great 18
course,
months, but
Yeah, so the next one is
I mean, he was
Kuldeep Yadav
good, but
versus-
he's
sorry.
not Imran Khan, right?
he's
good,
Thank
but-
you.
Did Imran see his best bowling days in ODIs?
Yeah,
Yeah, the 80s.
Okay, then.
yeah,
then you
87
guys
World
win.
Cup, man.
I
Yeah, the
lose this
87 World
then.
Cup, yeah. So Kuldeep Yadav versus Shoaib Akhtar.
Fuck off.
Okay. That is chaos right there.
Oh
We've
my
got some
God.
chaos rounds. We'll get one more chaos one before the end of the first round.
How many wickets does Kuldeep have?
Good question.
Probably 180?
179. I think this was before the final.
Holy
so-
shit, I guessed.
Yeah, it would be 180. I think this was before the final. So
Okay. So 181 then. Damn.
yeah,
Complete shot in the dark. I had no idea.
yeah. I'll tell you what does Shoaib have.
Ooh.
Going through?
All right,
Shoaib Akhtar
Kuldeep's
goes through.
gone. Estelle and I have saved Shoaib, and Kuldeep
So
has to walk away in
Kuldeep
the
has
first round.
Kuldeep has an econ of 5 and a normal strike rate of 32.
You know where
Oh,
this
okay.
game is flawed? This game is flawed because Kumble has gone through to the next round and Kuldeep has been eliminated.
Kumble was great, man.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if those two come up against each other, I'm saving Kuldeep.
That's fair.
I think Kuldeep's a better bowler than Shoaib. I think you're wrong there. In one-day cricket.
We'll see.
Brett Lee versus Ravichandran Ashwin.
All right. I feel like this is going to be unanimous. I know who's going out because I know what Estelle said, and yeah, Binga, 3 votes,
Zimdek,
goes through. Ashwin's ODI record isn't that great, is it?
So
I think
econ
it's
of
fine. He's not a good
4.9,
defensive.
strike rate
Yeah.
of 40.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
defensive
so-
bowler. Definitely.
Defensive. All right, the final round of the first one. Final battle, sorry. It's Curtly Ambrose versus Dale Steyn.
Damn. Now,
What?
that is extreme chaos.
I think they're like oddly
my
similar
God.
to each other.
Yeah,
would've
I
thought so,
suppose
yeah.
like not a lot would separate those two, and whoever is going to miss out is going to be very unlucky.
And people will
So-
slag you guys off in the comments, regardless of who you eliminate.
Well, they're
so-
they're gonna slag you off for seeding them this way. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I actually think in the first round you should get more flack. In the second round, from then on in, it's probably us. But if you're going to put these two next to each other,
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Ooh.
Curtly goes.
Also, Kurtley goes through and Steyn is out. I actually went with Steyn because I felt like, maybe he didn't play as much of this format as he should have, but he was amazing in it. But yeah, I have no issue with Kurtley going through.
So adjusted striker to 30, adjusted econ of 5 point.
if
It's-
I can't imagine that Kurtley's not going to be in the fours for adjusted strike rate, and I think he's in the fours for econ, and I would assume he's going to be lower on average as well. So I think he's probably going to beat him in both.
All right,
But I
that's the
don't
end
think
of
Steyn's
first
a bad
round.
bowler.
How do you guys feel?
Terrible. Let's
No,
finish.
no.
Yeah.
Not as bad as I did after the first round of the batters, right?
Yeah,
I feel better than that.
that's true. I think there's not as many rogue ones this time, so you guys are all right.
Estelle hasn't even bothered to comment. She's like, I'm just fine staying silent on this one.
All right, so should we begin the
mean-
next round?
The fun of it is eliminating like good players in the first round, right? Yes.
All right, so the first
She's a villain.
battle of the second round, we have Joe Garner versus Sean Pollock.
Okay. So I guess we're about to find out Sean Pollock's adjusted numbers because it's a unanimous vote for Joel Garner.
So Pollock's adjusted numbers are a strike rate of 35 and a econ of 4.2.
So I was
Wow.
right. I was right to save Swan. In a way.
What? Well,
You can't
did
compare.
you just
Like,
hear
that's
what his
the-
econ was?
It's 4.2,
Yeah,
right? Yeah. So
Okay.
if you ever do like a graph, I think he's just at the top left on his own. He's basically
He'd be the-
he's one of one.
Would he be the greatest defensive bowler in ODI cricket?
I'd imagine so. Him like Ambrose as well.
If you
Like,
go
I'll tell
back
his
and you
numbers
just have a
later.
look, the amount of times he was like none for 16 off 8 overs and stuff at the start of the
Yeah,
game.
I think
and
he
also,
has a better true econ than Bumrah as well since '99.
Also,
and I reckon Alan Donald was bowling first change. So literally he was doing it with like people like Steve Elworthy at the other end.
on that note, I have a question. Does Courtney Walsh have terrible ODI numbers? Because he didn't even make your list.
No, he has. He didn't make the cut. I think his numbers are like distinctively mediocre from memory,
Okay.
even
Wow.
after like the second round shortlist.
So Yuzi Chahal makes it ahead of
Yeah,
Cork.
he's a good spinner, man. I told you I did the
Yeah,
spinners
Charles.
first,
Fine.
then I
yeah.
did the paces. Yeah,
Fair.
you'd say Charles in the 20 best spinners though.
Rashid Khan
Probably, yeah.
didn't, right? So
No,
Yeah, but
I
Rashid-
just
Yeah,
didn't
you
think.
didn't have Rashid Khan.
Nah, I just didn't think his record versus the good teams was good enough.
So it's very important to everyone who's going to comment here that we did not vote Rashid Khan out. Varun
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
I think he
wasn't
can
here
be a good
because of
bowler versus
Varun
them, but just hasn't
decided.
been. So,
Varun called the shots when he decided not to have Rashid Khan in the list of his 64 best ODI bowlers. Let
He
me
isn't,
just put
though.
that out there.
all right, so the next one we have Dennis Lilly versus Wasim Akram.
Oh, well. There's going
Dennis
to be a
did well.
very, very exciting quarterfinal, isn't there?
mhm.
It's a
Already,
brutal
I can see it.
quarterfinal there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lily,
so
Lily
Lily-
goes, but I remember you
Yes.
telling me, Varun, that Lily was great in ODI cricket as far as his numbers were concerned.
Yeah, so his adjusted strike rate is 28, adjusted econ is 5.1.
Oh,
That's good. Okay. Okay.
yeah, that is pretty good.
So the next one is where am I? Richard Hadley versus Nathan Brackett.
Oh man, this is gonna be fun.
Okay.
What?
Like for
I'm
some
sorry,
reason,
Hadley
since when that's
versus?
like Jarrod, I was like, when did Jarrod start supporting Sunrisers Hyderabad for a second?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Who writes it down as SRH?
I think that's one of the things they refer to him as, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I've never heard.
I know
it.
SRT is common, and SRH to
Yeah.
me is just Sunrisers
SK
Hyderabad.
Yep,
SKW.
so
is
Bracken's
another one.
adjusted strike rate is 30, adjusted econ is
What?
4.9.
Oh.
What are we talking about here? And you were questioning my bracket decision earlier. If you're if you're at 30 and you're under 5, you at
Who
least
did
need to be in
Bracken
the
go up
second round.
against in the first round?
Johnson.
Mitch Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better numbers than Johnson, Varun, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
I'd
I can't
actually be
remember.
keen to see how he stacks up against Hadley, because those are pretty good numbers.
So the next one is Saeed Ajmal versus Jason Gillespie.
I mean, it was interesting that Dizzy got through.
I
the
don't
first
believe
round
in
the first
science.
place. Yeah. Science is the man, and science is through to the next round.
So Dizzy's adjusted numbers are adjusted strike rate of 31, adjusted econ of 4.9.
Yeah.
It's
Very good as
numbers,
well.
man.
But a little bit like Bracken, also not massively a lot of games or long
Yeah.
careers, I should say.
Yeah.
So we have Alan Donald versus Adam Zampa.
Okay. All right then.
Donald goes through.
Yep. It's unanimous.
What did
for
you write,
Alan Donald.
Jarrod?
What? Yeah, why
White,
did you...
White Lightning.
Oh,
Of course, I got that.
yeah. We need a Jarrod translator.
Yeah. So
So
Zorbi
Zampa's
is.
I
got
thought
an
he'd
econ
drawn
of
a duck
5.6
like Donald
and a
Duck.
strike rate of 31.
Sorry, I missed that.
What
mate.
was that again?
Zampa's got an econ of 5.6 and a strike rate of 31.
Okay, so it's...
Oh.
That's not
Yeah.
as impressive as I thought.
Maybe
it would be.
he's
I mean, it's still a good strike bowler.
Fairly. Maybe he's fairly rated.
I mean, there were better numbers that we eliminated, right, in the first round?
I think with Zampa, I think the first half of his ODI career he was quite poor, and he's
Yeah.
become a much better bowler. But where he was always a good T20 bowler.
Yeah, he was like the only functioning bowler for Australia in 2023 World Cup for a long time.
For the
Yeah.
entire group
Where-
stages.
Whereas there were years I used to write about it where Zampa wasn't. He couldn't break through enough in one day cricket. People would milk him, and now it's very hard to milk him.
Yeah. So the next round is Jasprit Bumrah versus Trent Bolt.
Ooh. That's
What do you mean, ooh?
spicy. It is spicy because we all know who's going out over here, but still, Bolt is unlucky to go up against Bumrah this early, I suppose.
So
Yeah.
Bolt's got an econ of 5 on the dot and the strike rate of 29.
Oh,
That's
and
amazing.
does a lot of that striking with the new ball.
Yeah.
He's been unlucky here. He should have
Very
been in the
unlucky.
next round. That's more on Varun than anything else. That one.
Yeah. Varun's fault.
We got the two Aussies up against each other. Glenn McGrath versus Craig McDermott.
Okay. I feel like we had our fun with McDermott, and now he's gone.
The lesser Mick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So McDermott has a adjusted strike rate of 29 and an adjusted econ of 5.2.
Told you.
That's
Incredible
terrific.
bowler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's
The
not
next-
McGrath.
Yeah. So the next
Not
one we have
McGrath,
the
but-
two finger spinners, Muttaya Muralidharan and Mustafizur Rahman.
Nice one. Okay,
That's
so
funny on multiple levels because isn't that what Jonathan Agnew said on air?
Yeah.
He goes, wow, this spinner must have good numbers from Bangladesh.
all right, so bye Fizz. Murli is through, as
Yeah,
we
so
all
Fizz-
expected him to.
Has a econ of 5.2 and a strike rate of 30.
Oh,
Well, that's still
So
really
he's-
good, isn't it? Yeah.
but he isn't quite Chris Springling it, is he?
But also, I would assume a lot of his wickets are at the death, which I'm not saying aren't great, but maybe not as efficient at the top.
And he also has a bit of a decline right after his injury. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah. So
All right.
Shane Bond versus Morne Morku.
I feel like Jarrod will surprise us over here. I just have that inkling. For me, it's a very straightforward decision. Da-da-da-da. Oh, no, it's unanimous. Shane Bond is
Bond
through.
goes through.
Mornay goes out.
So Morku's adjusted numbers are an adjusted strike rate of 29, and an econ of 5.2.
So
They're really
how
good
does that
numbers.
stack up? How does that stack up against Shaheen?
Similar, but Shaheen's strike rate was what? Like 26 with
Better,
5.7.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah,
more
sorry.
expensive. Shaheen's more expensive,
Yeah.
but strikes at a
But
better
he's a
rate,
better
at
strike bowler,
rate.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I
But
think
Shaheen
Mornay
has
still
had a
is
higher
like-
ceiling. I think Shaheen has a higher ceiling still. Not
I'm
now,
just
maybe,
Mornay's
thinking
been a
but
better
it-
bowler.
But also, I feel like Bond would have beaten both of them.
Yeah,
So
probably.
we're fine. Yeah.
But we have the two leggies going up against each other now. Imran Tahir and Shane Warne.
Oh, all right. Okay. I don't know where to go with this one. Man. I mean, I feel like Imran Tahir deserves far more respect than he gets, but he's been voted out unanimously over here.
Shane Warne
He's
was third.
he would probably have the better overall numbers, right? And I actually
Yeah.
think Warren would have been a better bowler later in his career in Mondays than he was early. But
So-
Warren won a World Cup basically
So
from nowhere for
So
Australia.
Tahir's
Yeah.
it's adjusted strike rate's 30, and then adjusted econ is 4.7.
Wow.
Oh, those are good numbers.
That's
I mean, his
for a leg
numbers are
spinner?
outstanding. But I just
For a
don't
spinner in South
know.
Africa before the pitches became shit. That's better for spin.
Yeah.
Sorry.
that's
I
also
just
true.
don't know what selector in the history of cricket would pick him over him.
But probably the
anyone hate
Pakistani
Shane Warne?
selectors.
Yeah.
What about
Everyone
Steve
picked
Waugh?
one. Ooh,
Well, Steve Waugh-
that's a good one.
All right. So Michael Holding versus Shakib Al Hassan.
Oh,
Let's see if the Shakib fever holds up over here. Okay. He's gone already, but let's just wait to see what Jarrod has to say. I feel like he's cheating. I do have an
also
inkling.
cheating.
He's got like all of his windows open and he's looking at all the raw numbers, which shouldn't technically be loud, but okay. Shakib's
We're
gone.
allowed to look at raw numbers. He said that before.
Are we?
You can if
Raw
you want
numbers,
to.
he
and
said
It
before.
won't help you much unless the
We're
people are from the
changing-
same era.
Yeah. Anyway, Holding wins and Shakib
Holding
is
wins.
out.
So Shakib's, what was his numbers? Yeah, so adjusted strike rate of about 38, adjusted econ of 4.6.
So, pretty good defensive option then.
Mitch Stark versus Anil Kumble.
Okay. Even I've written down Mitch this time. What did he write down?
Mr. Healy.
Oh, Mr. Healy. All right.
Yeah, so Kumble has an adjusted strike rate of 38, adjusted econ of 4.6.
So
Ooh.
Kuldeep does have
Elite.
better numbers than him.
Elite defensive bowler.
4.6
Yeah,
isn't as low as I thought Kumble would be, though.
Yeah.
I thought he'd be
His
around
actual was like
4.3.
4.3. His actual is 4.3, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the next one is Saklen Mushtaq versus Damian Fleming.
This one's fairly straightforward.
It's funny that some people
so I
get such
think.
an easy second round and other people.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Like, the clan has been like, sure, he is an amazing ODI bowler and expect him to make it to the later rounds, but he's gotten a really easy draw. Like,
Yeah, so
really easy.
Fleming has an adjusted strike rate of 28, adjusted econ of 5.3.
It's a hell of a strike bowler. I mean, those are good numbers. He didn't play a lot of cricket. I will say this, though. It is hilarious that Fleming made it to the second round and Stain didn't.
Yeah.
This is a definite battle there. No? Yeah, Muhammad Shami versus Waqar Yunus.
Is it? I don't know. Jarrod is thinking. He's got his thinking hat on.
If
I
you're
think
not
this
thinking about
might
this
have gone
one-
slightly too early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Uh,
Shami goes.
I mean, it probably shouldn't be unanimous because we did the numbers the other day and they're very close. But I think Waqar is the slightly better strike bowler still, and neither of them are very economical.
yeah, so Shami's econ is about 5.5, and his strike rate is about 25.7, was 26.
Oh, damn.
So that means
I mean, we
Yunus
expect
is
that.
going to be
Pretty low.
under that.
Yeah. We did expect Shami's strike rate to be very low, though, because we've done so much work on him.
I do like the idea that like Shami is the lesser Pringle.
So the next one is Imran Khan versus Shoaib Akhtar.
Okay. All right. I feel like I'm going to be the only one voting for Akhtar, and I am the only one voting for
Imran
Akhtar.
Khan goes through.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
vote for Ajant Min is for Imran Khan, right? So
I mean, yeah, that is also true. But I at least accept my defeat over there. Over here, I do feel like
So if
Shoaib
it was
Akhtar.
Shoaib versus Ajant, who would you have picked?
So Shoaib
Yeah,
Akhtar
I
has
mean-
an adjusted strike rate of 28, adjusted econ of 5.4.
It's really good.
See, that is really good. It's phenomenal. I did remember Akhtar being really, really good in ODIs, which is why I voted for him. But it's fine. Imran
So
goes through.
we have Brett Lee versus Curtly Ambrose.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
I'm guessing that Kurt Lee was a great defensive bowler, but he also took wickets. And whereas Lee probably... okay, I'll go. I don't think there's much between them attacking, and I think there'll be a lot between them defensive.
Oh, so
Binga goes
Kurtley's
through.
gone. Binga is
Yeah.
through to the next
I
round.
reckon if we compare those numbers later, you guys might have got that one wrong.
Well, we'll know
So
Kurtley's
he's got an
numbers, like,
adjusted
now.
strike rate of 34,
Yeah.
adjusted econ of 4.3.
So it's
Okay.
he might be the best defensive bowler ever. Then, no, Jarrod.
Pollock,
Seamer.
Pollock
4.2?
goes like 4.2, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the end of the round of 32. We're on to the round of 16 now.
Okay.
Super
How do you guys
exciting.
feel?
Exciting. Interesting.
I
mean,
feel like I've been doing this for 55 minutes. That's how I feel.
which is true, but I mean, I think like this is a lot more organized than the batters. But yeah, I feel like barring
missed
a
the chaos.
couple, barring a couple of people who were really unlucky to miss out on the round of 16, I think more or less we've got this right.
Okay, how about this one? Joe Garner versus Wasim Akram. The first round. First
See,
battle.
I knew this was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Because I've been keeping track. And is there a right answer over here?
Yep.
I don't even know. There is a right answer. And you both have gone for Garner, which is fair. I was just trying to save Waz, but he has to go.
I don't think there's much between them, and they shouldn't be up against each other in this.
Yeah.
Like, Waz should be making it to the top 8, but unfortunately, if you go up against Garner,
So,
you just got to lose.
Wasim has an adjusted strike rate of 30. Sorry. And the adjusted econ of 4.8.
Oh.
Oh.
Imagine
Yeah.
having those numbers and still heading off early.
Yeah, because every scatter plot that you guys have done on Garner, he's like an anomaly, right?
Yeah.
It's him and Bumrah in their own league, kind of. So
And even if you want to do something like, oh, but 92 World Cup did this, it's like, yeah, well, Garner did that in 79.
So the next one is Richard Hadley versus Saeed Ajmal.
okay. Feel like we're gonna get a split over here as well. Okay, science is the man and through to the
Ajmal goes
quarters.
through.
Yep.
What a loss for Saeed
SRH
Ajmal.
misses out.
I don't think there's much between Hadley and Ajmal on the advanced numbers, if I remember
So
correctly.
Hadley has an adjusted strike rate of 31, adjusted econ of 4.4.
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. But yeah.
So the next round is Alan Donald versus Jasprit Bumrah.
Whew. Breaking the sweat
That's
out here.
unfair. I think Waz and Alan Donald have been hard done by seedings here.
Yeah.
I just voted for
same.
Donald just for the fun of it. Because I knew you guys would go with Boomerang anyway.
That's how. Hey, it's those kind of protest votes is how we end up with people like Donald Trump.
Okay, so Donald has an adjusted strike rate of 26, adjusted econ of 5.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
And did it
So
from first
unfortunate.
change, partly because
Yeah.
he couldn't handle the new ball. But that's a different.
Yeah, he doesn't have the best strike rate, but I think he had the best wickets per match.
Yeah, I think
That's
you're right.
really, it's really
He's-
sad that we've lost both of Wasim and Alan Donald in the round of 16. And now I do feel dirty. Forget everything I said.
You'll
prior to
feel
this.
worse. You'll feel worse. Trust me. Okay, so Glenn McGrath versus Muttaya Muralidharan.
Oof.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This is like the round of 16 from death or something.
I feel like three
What
of
battle
my
this
top
is?
6 are out.
Yeah. It's like
That's the beauty
every
of
round
knockouts,
now.
man. That's the beauty of
Every
knockouts.
round.
Chaos.
It's lethal.
Yeah, unlike the last, I think the last time we started like chaotically and it became calmer. This time it's the opposite. We
Yeah.
started off calm and now we're just going into like a chaos round.
It's like this particular round of 16 was drafted in hell, right? Satan was doing this, not Varun.
I don't feel happy about this at all. But
Yeah.
Oh my God, Glenn McGrath. Glenn
So
McGrath's been
we're gonna
eliminated.
split then.
I kind of think that's okay because it should be split, that vote.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I just don't know which way to go. I think McGrath's numbers are so
McGrath-
ridiculous.
Would McGrath
His
be top
adjusted
4?
strike rate is 29 and his adjusted econ is 4.5.
Damn.
Okay,
would he
I
be
feel a
top
little
4?
bit better.
No, but those are still great numbers. Also, just for the audio
It could be,
listeners,
yeah.
Jarrod voted for McGrath. He wanted him through, and Estelle and I voted Murli. So McGrath's out, Murli's in.
I completely forgot to mention. I'll leave the link to the adjusted stats in the description, or not the description, in the comments on the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Or Rakshit will, I'll ask him if I remember. So the next one is Shane Bond versus Shane Warne.
Ooh, I love how we've come to this. And we also, I think all of us are clueless on where to go in the Battle of the Shanes. Varun, you did this on purpose, didn't you? You could
I
see
think
this
if
through.
the previous 2
I
were-
didn't. I swear I did. I told you. I see it, and like I ranked them and I did the order once.
Yeah, this is tough, man.
McGrath is out.
And so is Warney, unanimously.
What's a
I
So
mean,
we
McGrath
actually
is
had
the
Warren
big
as one of the
one,
best
right?
spinners ever. So I think when China and I looked at the numbers, his numbers really do hold up in ODI cricket. So his adjusted strike rate is 32, adjusted econ is 4.6.
Okay.
Damn. I mean, I think
yeah.
all of us are big admirers of Shane Bond, which has seen him through to the quarters. But I'll be interested to see what his numbers eventually are whenever we get there.
The next one is Michael Holding versus Mitchell Stark.
Okay, well. I think this one is also expected to be unanimous. Oh, this time he
Yeah.
writes Stark, and I've written Mitch Healy.
All right. So
Yeah, I
Holding's adjusted strike rate is 31, adjusted econ is 4.5.
Okay.
Okay.
It's pretty-
Okay, so
pretty
not
good.
quite as good as I thought he would be because
I
his
thought his
bowling
strike
average
rate
is
would be
really
better.
low. Yeah, same.
What was that, Estelle?
I thought his strike rate would be better.
Yeah.
The thing is just
Yeah, I
a low,
suppose so.
incredibly low econ bowler. So the next one is Saklan Mushtaq versus Waqar Yunus.
Okay. All right. This is tough. Man, I don't know how to I'm gonna change my answer.
Oh
No,
my
I'm
gosh.
not.
We're split one
Yeah,
all.
no,
Saklan
I
goes through?
didn't. I didn't change my
Saklan
answer.
goes through.
I had to go with Saklan because look, he was unplayable for that entire period where he took those 288 wickets. So
Yeah, so
Waqar-
Waqar's adjusted strike rate is 25, adjusted econ is 5.7.
yeah, so
Yeah.
expected the
Best
econ to
strike
be
bowler
high,
ever.
but yeah. Look, Waqar, if his career wasn't split in two halves, between pre-injury and post-injury, I feel like he would have beaten Saklan over here.
Worth mentioning,
I-
Estelle did go for him.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
again that should have been another split decision. That could have gone either way.
Yep.
How
I
does-
almost
yeah, so-
changed my answer. I almost
Yeah, so
went
on-
Waqar after crossing Saklan out.
Yeah, on Waqar, I think from 89 to 94, his adjusted numbers would be an adjusted strike rate of 23 and an econ of 5.7.
Yeah.
I love that he
that's-
kept the bad econ anyway, though.
Yeah.
So the final battle of the round of 16 is Imran Khan versus Brett Lee.
Okay.
Oh,
This is going to be interesting.
I know where it's
I
going.
don't actually
It's-
know your work here.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
Lee
this
goes
time it's unanimous for Binga. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've been robbed of a Brett Lee versus Shoaib Akhtar contest over here. because that was
So
going to happen if
Imran's-
these guys didn't vote him out.
So Imran's adjusted strike rate is 33, adjusted econ is 5.2.
See, it's
Ooh.
not that great. That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You guys over-indexed on Imran Khan. And
Yeah, I think
got
they
rid
let
of
the
Shoaib Akhtar.
Not
chess
better
bowler
than
clout their
Ajanta
ODI
Mendes then.
bowler.
Yeah.
No, he
If
was
this
not.
was test bowlers, he would be really like winning everything for
What?
me. But I
Actually,
didn't vote
he is
for
a better
Imran
bowler than
once.
Ajanta Mendes, but he,
Yeah, yeah,
his
he
career
sure,
is
is,
better,
he
sure.
is.
I'll
What did
take
he-
the L over there. I'll take the L over there, but not versus Shoaib.
What did he do in the '87 World Cup? Varun, do you remember?
Yeah, it was what was it? Average like 13 or something, right?
Yeah, just saying. He had a pretty in a tournament when no one took any wickets. He had an average of 13.
Fair.
When he tried, he tried.
Okay, who's next?
We
Are
have
we
Joe
through to the
Garner.
quarters?
This is the quarterfinals, yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so build up some hype,
Alright.
man. A drum roll,
Alright.
do sort of thing.
I think we
That
have to pay
sounds
for
like
the
the final
copyright of that.
countdown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
no,
was.
that's
Final
fine.
countdown. The
So we have Joe-
quarterfinal countdown.
so this so we have Joe Garner versus Saeed Ajmal.
Okay, well, I suppose
Fun while it lasted.
Science losers.
science goes out. Estelle, every
Is it-
single time you get
Is
this
Estelle
wrong.
written? Oh my god, Estelle showed the back of her paper.
Yeah,
So
poor
Ajmal
Saeed
has
Ajmal.
the adjusted strike rate of 30, adjusted econ of 4.3.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
I thought his strike rate might have been even lower than that.
Yeah, I would have guessed
He's a
like
spinner, so I
28.
think spinners will have higher strike rates anyway.
Mm.
Naturally.
Sure.
Mm.
So the next battle is Bumrah versus Murli.
Oh,
Damn. You know what? I'm gonna change my answer. He's changed his answer. Yeah, I'll tell you why I've gone Murli. Because
Alright.
you've got to give
Bumrah's been
you've got-
eliminated.
you've got to give longevity some respect as well, right?
That's
Yeah.
fair, that's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's I
500
had
plus
Bumrah.
versus
I think we have
140,
officially
right?
lost all the viewers now, so that's alright.
Yeah, now we're getting slammed left, right, and center. Look,
So an
Justin
econ of
Bumrah is amazing.
4.6, an econ of 4.6, a strike rate of 31 for Bumrah.
oh, so it's
Okay.
not as ridiculous as I
Yeah.
thought. And I
He's
agree that
more-
Bumrah is otherworldly. But Murli did it for what, 20 years? Right?
yeah.
So
I mean, to
that's
be honest,
why.
I was pretty split on those two. I think.
Yeah.
I think they probably both deserve to be in the top four.
Yeah, yeah.
But so
Also, I
does
think with
McGrath.
Bumrah,
So
the perception is very much clouded by his T20 achievements, right? Like white ball cricket is now more T20 cricket. So
Yeah.
I think when we think about it immediately, it's like, of course, he's awesome, but
Yeah.
I think in his
I think
case,
the
he also,
numbers,
like,
not yet.
because his true economy holds up. I think it's just his actual economy doesn't always hold up.
Also,
But
maybe
we can't
can do
compare
this
true
again.
economies for everyone.
Maybe we can do this again when Bumrah retires and the answer is different.
Yeah.
But right now, I just went
Yeah.
with Murli for longevity.
I think that's fair.
Hmm.
Alright, so the next battle is Shane Bond versus Mitchell Stark.
Oh boy.
by the
So-
way,
It's going to
Bond
be a
has
really
had
horrible
Bond has had-
semi-final, isn't it?
a very easy run through this.
Yeah, Shane Bond had a David Miller-esque run, right? But it's time. It's time for him to go. This time
Bond
we
has
all
a-
wrote Stark.
Yeah.
So this was the
That's
first
true.
as well.
That's true. It was destined. Yeah, so Bond
You
has
guys
an
came back to
adjusted strike
base
rate
because
of
I've been writing Stark
27.
right throughout.
That's true, yeah.
Sorry, what was
And
that?
both of
Varun?
them
Was
are
that
switching. Sorry, Bond had an adjusted strike rate of 27, adjusted econ of 4.7.
Wow.
Oof, really
That's
good.
why
Yeah.
we took him all the way through, everyone, in case there's a lot of
Yeah.
people going,
Yeah.
what was going on? And unlike Pringle, it wasn't like he wasn't picked. It was like he would have been a great bowler. He just, unfortunately, his body didn't stand up.
Yeah.
So-
Very, very visceral sort of experience watching him bowl. It was almost like he was so feral with that action, right? Like he was a cat, but a very ferocious one.
Like an insane talent.
No?
What?
Like a puma?
He was like a Tim Tam that you put in milk. I don't understand your analogy at all. Let's just do the next round.
The next one is Saklen Mushtaq versus Brett Lee.
Ooh.
That's tough. It's tough.
Stoof.
All right. Feel like there's going to be a split over here. And there is a split. I knew Estelle would save Brett Lee. That's almost destined that she would try to
Saklen
save
goes
Brett
through.
Lee. Yeah.
But I think Brett Lee's numbers are really good, right?
Yeah,
Whereas
they're
what
almost
is
as good as
it?
Suck
I
Lanes.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, so Brett Lee has an adjusted strike rate of 26, adjusted econ of 5.3.
Yeah,
Wow.
great numbers, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's,
But-
again, I think there are better bowlers who went out in previous rounds, but he certainly deserved to make it this far.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the greatest strike bowlers we've ever seen, right?
We've arrived to the semis. This is when
Yeah.
the fun graphics go up as well
It's
of all
going to
the
be horrible,
cricketers.
isn't it?
Yeah, well,
All right.
let's just do this quickly, Varun.
The first semi-final, we have Joe Garner versus Muttaya Muralidharan.
Whoa. I feel like Jarrod is about to have an aneurysm. Oh no, he doesn't.
Garner goes through.
Joel Garner survives. Estelle has committed blasphemy by
Yeah, I
voting
feel
Murli
like-
out.
I'm split with that. Because my only problem with it is because like Ghana doesn't have even 150 wickets, right? And Murli has 540
So
something.
why didn't you vote
But-
for Murli
But
then?
also, yeah. But Ghana's a better bowler, right?
What if,
I mean-
yes, but what if you ever have to go to Candy again?
I don't think anybody cares. Because Murli doesn't live here, right?
Well, that
He
is
lives
also
in
true.
India, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember though, with Garner, his career was probably would have been more of a normal length. It's just that he wasn't always playing for the
Yeah.
team and he wasn't fit. And if you add World Series cricket, I don't know how many wickets he took in that, but it's probably another 50 or so.
Hmm. Okay.
All right, so Murali's adjusted strike rate is 31, adjusted econ of 4.2.
Expected the
Okay.
strike rate to be a
That
bit
strike rate should have, yeah.
I think 31 for a finger spinner. I know he's not a finger spinner, but I think 30. We've had a lot of spinners around, a couple of good strike spinners around 30. But when you're matching it with perhaps the best defensive numbers of all time, I think
That's my thinking
what
as
you're
well.
talking about then. So he's
Yeah.
basically a strike bowler who also is one of the greatest defensive bowlers of all time.
Yeah, definitely. He's putting pressure with both metrics. So
Alright.
the second semi-final is Mitchell Stark versus Saklen Mushtaq.
Geez, these two have had the good draw, haven't they? My
Yeah,
God.
I mean,
One and
Come
one side had
know,
a much easier to draw
remember-
around.
Remember in the batters how it was all
you
chaotic
should
at
have
the start, but when we
crisscrossed it.
when we ultimately ended up with Viv, AB, Sachin, and Virat in the final four, we were like, you know what? It's kind of
Yeah.
played out all right. Over here, I don't feel the same way. I feel like the semi-finalists were really random.
No, I think Garner and Murali
And-
deserved that.
And
be
this one is the one that he did the seedings and it wasn't just randomly.
No,
Yeah.
this one I tried to make it more
Right?
fair and it became more random. Do you see the point? We went through- Was it a split?
damn. It might be a
Suckland!
really?
So Saklen goes through.
I'm the guy who voted Stark. Wow,
What I
Pakistanis
love
are going to be
about this-
pissed.
What I love about this is that both of you had a chance to save someone from your own country, and you both decided to go against that player.
All right, so Mitchell
That
Stark's
is
strike
crazy.
rate is 27.
Let it be known
his
that we're
econ
not
is 5.3.
biased.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let that.
No,
be
that's
known,
true. You guys
please.
can't be biased. Yeah, so Stark's strike rate is 27. His econ is 5.3.
Okay.
Yeah.
But on the
I don't think
expensive
he's
side, but of
top 4.
course.
Is he top 4? Like,
No,
no.
Probably not.
Is
He's top
Saklen
8.
four?
Finalists though. Yeah, top 8.
It's Saklen in the top 4 for you guys.
Well, Saklen is in the top 2 now.
He's in the top 2, but he's in the
Yeah,
top 4 is
but-
what I'm asking.
I probably would have had him top. I would have had him 5th, I reckon. And this, I'm not looking at numbers or anything, but off the top of my head, I probably would have had him 5th.
Okay.
I would have had.
Alright, so
I think I would have had Bumrah and McGrath ahead of Suck Lane, but I also think Suckling has a fairly good case to be the greatest spinner in ODI cricket history as well. But but I'd still probably have Murali slightly ahead of him. But I mean, we've basically already said who's going to win now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Ghana
it's-
versus the Glenn Mushtaq is the grand final.
I mean,
Who
look,
wins?
we're all
Let's go.
good areas employees, so I feel like we might lose our jobs over here if we don't vote Garner, right? Like,
Yeah. And Joe Garner is the greatest ODI bowler of all time.
yeah, so Glenn gets silver. And who do you think gets bronze? We should do that. We should make that a thing in knockouts.
Wait, let me just show you their numbers before we go there, I think.
Okay.
So Glenn's adjusted strike rate is 26. Adjusted
Whoa.
econ is 4.6.
Holy
what I mean?
shit. So, you know
So
what?
for
I don't feel bad about
do you know
this.
when I did the ranking? I had both of them 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow!
Oh, okay.
So this
Yeah.
checks out.
Yeah. So the seeding had them 1, 2. I think Bond was 3. Donald was 4. McGrath 5. I think Mendes on numbers was 6. Just purely on numbers. Yeah. Sorry, Joe
Yeah,
Garner's adjusted strike rate is 29. Adjusted econ is 4.2.
Ooh, so it was a worthy final then, right? Garner versus Saki.
Yeah.
The final was probably the right one. You had the best seamer going up against the best spinner.
True.
Yep. That's
You know
kind. I still think I'd pick Murali over Saki, but I don't think there's much between them.
Yeah. I mean,
I think
it's
that's
interesting how, these knockouts have their own life and the journey is so
I
weird,
know.
but in the end, we somehow convince ourselves that it worked out.
We convince ourselves, you're right. 'Cause
So
I
what would you
like-
guys say is your top 4?
See, that's hard, man. Like,
I would probably
McGrath,
go.
Murali, Wasim, Ghana.
I
Do you
would
pick
go
McGrath 1?
No, I mean the top 4.
Oh,
Ghana
top
would
4,
be one.
okay.
Yeah.
in no particular order. I would
Yeah.
go Garner, Wasim, Bumrah, Murli.
Oh, okay. I would have-
to agree.
I would have Garner, McGrath, Murali, and Bumrah probably ahead of Saki, I think.
It's
I said
interesting how we
Wasim.
all convinced ourselves that Saklan was indeed top 2 and we didn't. Neither of us picked him in our top 4.
Yeah.
That's why I said I think he's 5th. I think he's definitely. I mean, unlike I don't think it's as automatic. Like I don't have Wasim Akram in my 4, right? So I think you would probably have. I think there's about a top 6, and they're pretty interchangeable. That top 6, depending on what you like, because you can make the claim that Saki is better than Murali. But you could certainly make the claim exactly straight back again in the other direction. And Wasim Akram, Jasprit Bumrah, and Glenn McGrath, I think are all fairly interchangeable too, depending on which ones you like. Garner is probably, and that is number 1, is probably no mistake. Garner is probably the only one I don't think you can make an argument that he doesn't slip into the top 4.
Well, I mean, it's also interesting to note that we've had 2 knockouts thus far, and we're going to be doing this once a month, guys. And both the winners have been from the West Indies. Viv Richards and
And-
Joel Garner.
And
Not
yeah,
just from the West Indies, from the same side. Like, how
Yeah,
good was that
yeah.
I
team?
think
But they
both of them
won
only
2
have one World
Cups.
Cup together, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Garner plays 79. Viv Richards would have
Viv
been
plays-
75 and 79.
Viv does play 75. I forgot.
They should have won 83.
Yep.
And they were definitely still good enough to win in 87 as well, right? So they could have won the first 4 World Cups. Obviously, India surprised them in that other game. And 87, I think they sort of crumbled a little bit. You might remember this. There was a game where in 87 where I think Courtney Walsh was bowling for them and Pakistan beat them off the last ball when there was a man-cad opportunity.
Yeah,
Yes.
or
Courtney was
something.
refused
Yep,
to
yep,
man-cut him. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
so
He
I
refused.
think
Abdul
they-
Qadir was batting, right?
Yeah, it's something like that. So I think
It might have been Salim Yusuf or Abdul Qadir, one of those guys.
Might have been both, actually.
when,
Or Salim
we were
Jaffer,
looking at-
maybe.
Yeah, I think we were looking at the numbers the other day. Those early West Indian sides completely hold up. And
Yeah.
the biggest issue was they didn't play a lot of games. But remember that when they were the best side also in World Series cricket, when one of the other teams was a World 11, right? So that's how good they were. And they also had weirdly enough, I don't know how many times they went in with like a full strength side. They could have picked better sides sometimes, but their selection wasn't as good as their tactics were or anything else. But look, they were absolutely brilliant. I'm glad that Ghana came out on top.
Yeah, Abdul Qadir and Salim Jaffer.
Yeah, so,
Yeah,
I got them right. Bam.
I think I did Abdul Qadir and Imran Khan backwards in my head, by the way. before when it comes to their numbers.
Okay, well,
Okay.
anyway, that's a wrap on the second episode of Good Areas Knockout. Let us know how you felt about it in the comment section below. Thank you, Varun, for trying to be more organized with this this time around. But honestly, I want you to try a third different technique the next time we do one of these, right? Let's try everything.
Yeah, the next one will be IPL batters, and we have like Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers first round.
Yeah, actually, the IPL is
And
coming,
AB
and
wins
you
that
guys
as
will.
well. So yeah, that will piss
You
off
guys
a
will-
lot of Kohli fans.
Yeah, that episode will come out in April, so you guys better wait for it. And yeah, give us a like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. And just a quick reminder, you can go to goodareas.co and bookmark that webpage, which can prove to be a one-stop shop for all the work that we do as part of this team, whether it be written content, videos, or podcasts. That's all for today. And yeah, let us know how you feel and have a good one, guys. Goodbye.
Or don't let us know how you feel.
Yeah.
It took God and the demon to build international cricket, but don't tell Johnny Bairstow. 1882, Australia had played one test in England against the god W.G. Grace, and they sucked. So they were playing him again, and it was a tough wicket. But England was in front, so Australia was desperate for a third innings lead. At number 8 was young all-rounder Sammy Jones. After a routine single, he walks down to do some gardening on the pitch. Grace whips off the bails and appeals. The ball wasn't dead, Jones was run out. The Australians were furious. In fact, some of the English players were also furious. But what Grace said went, and the umpires had already given it. Next in was Fred Spofforth. He was known as the demon fast bowler. He was furious, and he let England know exactly what was coming next, which was maiden. There's 12 maidens. I can't count them all. England only needed 85 to win. W.G. Grace made 32. England only 77. That was the test where the Ashes began. Buy my book, Overthrowing Cricket's Empire, on Amazon today.